are continuing our Psalm 40 project interview with Pastor Bob Grusing. Two things. Do you see moments in that road where you were just at an absolute loss and kind of gave up on that dream?
Yeah, I was certainly along the way. I was giving up on that dream, and especially when I went to my advisor and said, what can I do? And he said nothing other than graduate with a history major. And then I go to work on the farm. Yeah, I thought, okay, here I thought I was knowing what God's will was, and obviously I didn't.
Yeah. And then besides these moments that you did point out, the job in Zealand, even the home where you were a counselor, were there other moments, other people in your life that were still supporting you, still encouraging you, still kind of pointing you to God?
Yeah. I can, number one, say my mom.
Okay.
My mom is a saint, literally a saint. But she always had the opinion and always had the attitude of, it's not so bad. It could be a lot worse. What is God trying to say to you? Stay positive. Look for the positives, not the negatives. And she still does that today. She's still alive today. She's 92. And she's still positive and always saying, it could be worse. And so, yeah, when I was down, she was one of my rocks. And I had friends who kept encouraging me. So, yeah. So I didn't give up, but I was close to it. But my friends and God and my mom kept me going.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there's other people,
Yeah, but the people that really stand out to you.
People that really stand out, yeah. Well, my wife obviously stayed with me through thick and thin, too.
Yeah.
She knew what I was going through, and so she was there to encourage, but...
Yeah, I mean, even that's a testimony in today's time that, sticking it out, trying to figure things out, being patient.
Yeah.
And just sort of waiting for God's timing and for the pieces to kind of land where they're going to. So
yeah.
So you were working in Zealand, going to school. How did you come to LaGrave?
Well, I was in Zealand going to school. Then I got a call actually from there to Brookside.
Okay.
So I went from Zealand to Brookside, and as I was in Zealand 2.5 years, Brookside 5.5 years. And while I was at Brookside, our neighbor, who lived right behind us, said, hey, I go to LaGrave Church and we're looking for a youth pastor. And so I applied here at LaGrave. And they hired me, and I've been here now for 33, 34 years almost. Yeah.
And with that 33, 34 years, you've seen youth ministry shaped in the CRC, but also how youth ministry has sort of changed and adapted, good or bad, throughout the years. What challenges are there for those who are sort of short-term 3-5 year youth pastors that are different than the challenges that you've faced doing this for 30 plus years?
Yeah. I think the main challenge that you face if you're in it a long time is, how do you stay current? How do you change and how do you adapt? Right?
Because a lot has changed over 30
a lot
years,
has
especially
changed.
within the last 10 years.
Exactly. So can you stay relevant, and how do you stay relevant? Knowing that you're not young anymore, so to speak, right? So I can't physically do what I used to. I used to play basketball and beat most of the kids in basketball because I was pretty good, right? I used to run with the best of them. I could hike with the best of them. Now, can I still do that stuff? For sure.
Yeah.
But I now say, you know what? Instead of me leading the way, I'll be in the back. You want to go slower? Stay with me.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually. You know what? I don't know all your music. I don't know your artists. And I don't like rap music. Is it because I don't like it? Not necessarily, because I can't understand it.
Okay.
Just not how I was wired. So that's who I am. And I'm here to still love you and still have a relationship with you. So that's, I think, one of the things. How do you stay current? How do you stay ahead of the game, so to speak?
Yeah, because you don't want to be playing catch up necessarily.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's a challenge that if you're only there for 2 years, you can start over another place. But with that, if you're only there 2 years, you don't get the joys either.
Yeah, what are some of the joys of being a long term, and in some ways, you might be the longest term youth pastor in at least the CRC, right?
I don't know if I'm the longest term, but I have to be one of the longest ones. Yeah.
So what are some of the joys, some of the blessings that come with being in ministry and in almost one place
Yeah.
for your career?
Well, I think that's the key. One of the joys of being in ministry in one place
Yeah.
is that you have gotten to see people grow up and work with them and cry with them and laugh with them. And now they have children, and you get to baptize their children, and you get to lead profession of faith. And so you get the continuity, and you see, like I said in the beginning, you help people grow, you see people actually growing, and you're a part of that growth. And so the joys that go with it, you know, when I was grandpa and grandma, well, their kids are in youth group now.
Yeah.
And their grandkids are in youth group now. And their great-grandkids are in youth group now. And so that whole continuity factor, that's one of the big key things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think I can name youth pastors that have been around for more than 5-10 years. So it's interesting to hear your side of things.
Mm-hmm.